Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good evening. So it is late here, and just a little while ago, I finished up doing a live tarot reading for everyone. I did readings on Foodie, on Salah, on Nads, on the Aunt, and I think I did one on Peeps. So I think I covered everybody. And now it's time to do a react to the Twitter Peeps. Now I know Foodie, she did a mukbang. She also did a live. The live was rather boring. She went to the beach. She fed some cats. She also talked to somebody there. Someone was trying to make small talk with Foodie, although she sounded a bit nervous and she was just driving around and being rude to people in the middle of traffic. So there really wasn't a whole lot to do a react to. Hence the reason why I'm just reacting to Twitter Peeps, because all of the highlights from the live that are worth talking about are on Twitter, as well as all the interesting stuff also on Twitter. So I wanted to create something interesting for y'all. So here's how we're going to do it. Not going to react to her live, not worth it. Definitely not reacting to her mukbang. Let's just react to the stuff worth reacting to. And I hope you guys enjoy. And if you do, please like and subscribe if you like, and leave a comment. Would love to hear comments from you guys. And so let's get on with the Twitter Peeps, shall we? All right, it's time for the Twitter Peeps. Let me just make sure really quick that I am where I need to be. And I am, so let's just switch on over. Very good. Okay, so for those of you that happen to be on Twitter and you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. Now, let's start here with a very interesting tweet. This is a complete blast from the past, courtesy of Not Discarded, No Roses. So what are we looking at here? Well, for those of you that were not around during the early days of Foodie Beauty, like this gift that they made, it's actually of Foodie. And let's see if I remember correctly. I believe that this brief clip was done during the time when she was with BB. So like this is her walking around a studio all by herself, it looks like, or with somebody, and she's just walking by herself. But you can see how much different she looked. It's not just about age as in years, but look at her body. Just how her body was different, how her movement was different. Like she could move with a little bit of quickness, but this was Foodie back in the BB days. Let's see if I can blow this up. Can I? No, I don't think I can, because it is a gift. But this is Foodie back in her BB days. This was back when she was, I would say, somewhere in the neighborhood of like a 365, 370. So you can see how she looks here. And this is her now, courtesy of Pata Ray. So Foodie before, back in, say, 2017, 2018, I believe. And this is Foodie 2025. So BB days, she was close to 400 pounds. I believe she was 23 pounds away from being 400 pounds, because her last true honest weigh-in happened at BB's. She was 377, and here is her now in 2025. And this is with the filters on. And she's trying to claim that she's under 400 pounds. I don't think so. I really don't think so. So almost 400 pounds, like it's starting to affect her posture a little bit. Like she has to sort of like lean back a little bit to support the weight in front of her body, to having to arch her back almost all the way back to support her weight in front. A definite difference. Like what a difference that extra weight can make on one's posture of one's body. Here's another example, courtesy of Always Trying and Nana Spike Tea, saying this is shocking. This abaya has been my favorite. The floral on black was just beautiful, and it was so flowy. I actually thought it was a bit too oversized for her, but now, OMG. Foodie, wake up and stop lying to yourself. So the foodie that's on the left, I believe this is when she first got the abaya, and it was a bit loose on her. It was loose in the front here. It was loose around her arms. It wasn't quite so tight. The foodie on the right, this is her now. This is from her newest live stream. As you can see, the sleeves are definitely almost skin tight. The front is very, very clingy. You can just see the difference everywhere, like the shape of her face, the shape of her head. Like, Foodie, you've gained a tremendous amount of weight since being in Kuwait. You're wearing the same abaya, but look how your body is different, and look at the way that the abaya looks up on you that's different. I mean, you can't deny you've gained a tremendous amount of weight while being there in the few years you've been in Kuwait. Okay, y'all lean into this. Here's something of interest that will interest you. So, Salah is supposed to be married to Foodie, right? He's supposed to be her loving husband, handsomest man, supposed to be married to Foodie Beauty. Well, isn't it interesting that even though they're still married, there's been no talk of a divorce or another wife. He's got a profile on Tinder as we speak. Sure does. What does he say on this profile on Tinder? Well, Enigma 2025 says, and he may be a father, as he stated on the profile, and has many hidden fetishes for Western women. Should read looking for a sugar mama with that age bracket up to 55. Is he looking for a wife number 3? So Julie says some of the things that were said on the Tinder profile, quote, looking for serious relationship leading to marriage. Well, you're supposed to already be married, Salah. How could you be looking for marriage if you're already married, sir? He also described himself as a hardworking, gentle businessman. And he also has his own house and he has his own car. Really? You have your own house and you have your own car, but Foodie's the one making the car payments and she's the one paying the rent, right? So if she's paying for the house and she's paying for the car, I guess you don't have your own house and you don't have your own car. What else we got here, courtesy of Julie? What is this? Julie says, if you haven't seen Salah's Tinder account, here it is on my YouTube channel. And I would love to play the clip for you guys, but there is copyrighted music on the clip, so I cannot play it for you. But I did look at it. It did show the Tinder profile. So, like, even though she's not gone from Kuwait yet, he's on Tinder. He's looking around for something and somebody. All right, moving on. What else we got? Here's some more proof that Foodie has gained a lot of weight since being in Kuwait. Perfectly Imperfect says evidence 4,405, 615, 936 that Foodie Beauty is 400 pounds plus. Raised Dactyline says found it. Okay, so that's Foodie now from her newest live. And this was her then. This was back in Crackhead Olympics when she was in her room. So Foodie then and Foodie now. And she's not getting any weight? Are you sure, Foodie? Is it the filter's fault? The filters made you look big? These filters make me look fat. No, I don't think the filters are to blame, ma'am. I think it was all of the nashies and pasta and rice and everything else you've been eating while you've been over there. Butter Crumpet says, "What a difference a year makes, huh?" Absolutely. Uh, it's not just the year; it's all the food. But yeah, definitely, you can definitely see it. Okay, Miss Anthropopalulu says that's not a dinner bell; it's a call to prayer. So Foodie's supposed to be a Muslim revert, is she not? Only Foodie would do a mukbang during the call to prayer. She didn't even wait till after the call to prayer was over to do her mukbang. So she's sitting there doing a mukbang during the call to prayer, and you could hear the call to prayer in the background. Let's watch the clip.
Of the Adhan means that you can break your fast. So, Bismillah, let's go, Yallah.
And nobody even say anything to me because I'm going to say it for you. This mukbang meal that she's eating, yes, I know it looks disgusting. The cheese looks hard. It's not even warm. It looks like it's cold. It's dried out, like it's like it was takeout that she ordered. But she didn't even put it in the microwave and warm it up. It just looks bad. Everything looks dry and bad.
All right.
And on top of the dry meal, we've got a piece of pita bread as well. Because there's just not enough carbs on the plate, y'all. What's the matter with you? I mean, overload in carbs. We just can't do without too little carbs. We got to overload with the carbs.
So this is cheesy bechamel.
Well, it may be bechamel, but the cheesy part is kind of lacking. Oh boy, who paid for this? I'm just going to ask the question, who paid for this? Somebody paid for this. Somebody had to pay for this because the way she's going off about that meal, that's Foodie stuff. She's got to act like what she's eating is manna from heaven. That's Foodie stuff. Oh, I got to act like I'm just in another world right now. I'm off in space in my mind and in my spirit. I'm just like, this meal is ambrosia for the soul. No, it ain't. It's dried out. It looks disgusting. And you got nerve doing this during the call to prayer.
That was cool. Everyone is digging in right now.
No, I think that's you. I really think that's you.
Muslims all over the world. Well, so that sound?
I think there's a difference though between, eating a meal and just gorging yourself. And you're supposed to be a Muslim revert and gluttony is haram. So I think other people are eating, but you are doing something haram.
Of the Adhan means that you can break your fast. So, Bismillah, let's go, Yallah.
And we already know you're not fasting. Going without food for 4 hours is not fasting. It's what normal people do. There's lots of people all over the world that they don't eat every 2 hours, Foodie. They go to work. They may eat breakfast before they go to work, and they may go 4 or 5 hours without a meal.
All right. So this is cheesy bechamel.
I'm sorry. That looks nasty. I can't watch anymore. I just can't. That looks nasty. All right. So moving on. Okay. Well, here's a creature that definitely is a neater eater than Foodie. Have you guys ever seen a beaver eating white cabbage? Neither have I. So this is going to be a unique experience for all of us. So question, is a beaver eating a cabbage? Is it more appealing than Foodie Beauty? I think it is. But let's check it out together. Those are some ASMR sounds I can get behind. I think that a beaver eating white cabbage is definitely more appealing than Foodie eating pasta. So I stand with the beaver and the white cabbage. A beaver eating white cabbage. How ridiculous, but how awesome at the same time. Okay, moving on. Chin E Pondu says she doesn't belong behind the wheel. And look how she treats people that live and work in Kuwait. Piece of crap. How dare you honk at her when she stops in the middle of the road like an idiot? How dare you ask her to move when she's blocking everyone? Ron says, what a bee. Just randomly stopped on a busy road in car's way. Anyone know what she yelled at the bus driver? So it's not enough that Foodie has treated all of Kuwait like her own personal recording studio, her own personal home. Anywhere she wants to film, she's going to film. She doesn't care if there are people around. She doesn't care if there are children around. She doesn't care if it's private government buildings or oil fields. Wherever she wants to film, she's going to film because she needs content, and everything and everyone is up for grabs. No. We've turned it up a notch, y'all. She's going to do a live stream while she's driving. While she's driving. Dangerous, distracted driving. Like live streaming and doing a chat while you're driving is a big no. But she's going to stop in the middle of the road like she owns it, like she paid for it, and get mad at somebody who's behind her that they just want to go to work or they want to go home, and she's right in the way. But let's watch the clip.
Negativity and drama and just being a nasty person. I don't want to, oh no, I gotta move. Okay, call us.
Like she has the nerve to get mad at somebody because she's in the middle of the doggone road. If she wants to do a live stream, just pull over to the side of the road or pull over in a parking lot or go to the beach or something. You're in the middle of traffic, you moron. Move, beach. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out of the way. People got things to do when you're in the way.
I don't have a seatbelt. I can't. Like, F.
What you not wearing a seatbelt got anything to do with you sitting in the middle of traffic and blocking everybody's way? Please explain that to me. You're bringing it up like that's an important point. Like it's somebody else's fault that you were not wearing a seatbelt. If the seatbelt thing was important to you, you would have put it on before you started driving.
Thanks, Andre Marie. I just don't want to go down to that level anymore. I just want to negativity.
You got nerve yelling at people because you're in the middle of traffic, ma'am. Aw, Punch Cat says finally the cat distribution system selected me. Yep. And look at that face. Y'all just look at that face. Could anybody out there refuse that face if they look at you like that? Because I couldn't. I know Booger would get mad at me if I brought another little one home. But I don't know if I'd be able to say no. My old lady cat Booger, she would get mad at me. She'd be like, what is that? How dare you bring that around me? I am the queen. But I don't know if I could say no to that face. Look at that face. Aw, you've been selected. You're a lucky guy. Now, this is funny from Post of Cat saying, what? So one cat is telling another cat a secret. He's like, I took all the catnip. What? I ate all the fish. What? What secrets do cats tell each other? Raj Shakur says, as Kuwaiti summer approaches, she gets bigger, getting dangerously close to being bedbound. She'll be sorry. Or maybe not. Maybe being a useless, immobile person, totally depending on others, a burden, and struggling to breathe is Foodie Beauty's golden dream. I think so. I think she's so lazy that in her mind, she has created a world, a Delulu world, where she has imagined that she's going to get bedbound and life is going to be peaches and cream all the way around. That it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a breeze. That she's just going to lay down somewhere and other people will tend to her needs. Just run around and bathe her and feed her and help her get dressed, and it'll be the greatest. Foodie, there are people out there, they are bedbound for whatever reason. It could be something physical, it could be something medical, things that happen by no fault of their own. And I'm sure they would give anything, anything at all, to have even a moment of mobility where they can be independent and do things on their own. And you are willingly giving yours up for food. Remember, absolutely remember, the fantasy that you create in your mind of the perfect life, it never matches reality. Here's a good example. Remember the life that you thought you were going to have with Salah? Remember? Or maybe the life that you imagined with Nads. The reality never matched the fantasy, did it? With Salah, you thought you were going to go to the Middle East. You were going to have this younger man wait on you hand and foot, that somewhere in your time around him, he was going to fall madly in love with you. That didn't happen, did it? What you wanted, you did not get. And here you are. So maybe the lesson is you can fantasize about whatever you want in your head, but reality is always going to be different. And are you ready for the reality? I don't think you are. I think that if you put yourself in a position where you are going to be a burden to others because you're expecting that somebody somewhere is going to take care of you, you shouldn't be counting on that. Because nobody is entitled to take you on as a responsibility. Like, nobody has to sign on for the burden that is you. You really should be taking care of yourself. You don't count on other people to catch you when you fall. Like, here's some more pictures of Foodie. Don't fence me in once, as her transformation into Quasimodo is almost complete. Also, there's a good 12 to 15 inches between the back of her backs and the back of her head. A strong wind would topple her. Well, I'm sure her balance is not good. Like the way she's walking, like it wouldn't take much to make her fall. All right. Speaking of beavers, there's beavers all over my timeline. What is that? Nature is amazing. See, the bench stood no chance. Look, you can't get mad at the beaver. All right? You can't get mad at a beaver for doing things like this. A beaver is just going to beaver. All right? Beavers have those strong teeth that are meant for chewing on things. That's what they do. They chew on things. They chew on wood. And beavers are very valuable. They are very valuable creatures. When they build dams, they create entire environments for other species. So it's like, if it doesn't have a place to build a dam, it's just going to beaver where it does. And it's seeing a piece of wood and saying, yeah, that looks like a tree to me. It came from a tree. Why not? All right, moving on to Tracy. Says, girl, you may not see your next birthday if you keep going. And there is a close to 0% chance you'll ever see the one after. And this isn't me being sarcastic or nasty. This is the truth as we all see it. You're at a scary place in your health at the moment. And if you don't see it now, you never will. So here's a clip from the Mukbang from D. Angry Scott saying, my birthday is 6 days, so I couldn't possibly make changes that might stop my untimely unaliving. Quote, I'm hangry right now. Let's watch.
Now, I'm not doing any kind of diet before my birthday.
No kidding. Well, that's a shocker. Everybody contact the newspapers. They need to know this. This is news to us.
Which Eid is also the celebration ending Ramadan.
Chantal, you weren't even doing Ramadan right. Okay, with the cursing and the swearing and the raging and the smoking and the gluttony. You weren't even trying to do Ramadan. You weren't doing charitable acts. You weren't doing anything. Who are you trying to kid?
We're having a party, so.
No, you're having a party. You're having a party. Ain't nobody coming over to celebrate with you. Have you spent any time with Salah's family? Have they invited you to be part of anything? Have you gone? You're if you stay in Kuwait, you're going to be you've been doing the Ramadan thing all by yourself. Ain't nobody been there with you. Ain't nobody want to be there with you.
Wow.
And I think part of the reason why you won't be around Salah's family, A, they don't like you. B, because you know that if you were around the family, you would have to behave yourself, and you don't want to behave yourself.
Not like a party like you're thinking, but. Oh, the fork broke.
Can I hold on a minute? I'm bothered by something. I'm like, what? Because I just noticed this. Excuse me. Can I talk about this? Ma'am, you've got the food on a platter, but you've also got the food in that takeout tin. Why? Can I ask why? Why we have the food on the takeout tin on the plate? You're a mukbanger. Why isn't the food on the plate? Why do we have a takeout container on the platter? You know what? I'm going to stop asking questions now.
In the food. That's why I hate these forks.
I mean, like I said earlier, that cheese looks hard as a rock. She could have taken it out of the container, put it on a paper plate or something, stuck it in the microwave, heated it up to where it looked a little bit better. And she didn't. Lazy. You had to just gobble it down as quickly as possible. Couldn't take 5 minutes to heat it up.
Bread is better. I know you're probably thinking, just get another kind of fork. I don't want to, and I really don't care what you have to say right now. I'm hangry, okay?
You're always hangry.
So.
And another thing, Foodie. Let's talk about the mukbang for a minute. Like I'm subscribed to different channels that do mukbangs. One of my favorites is a mukbanger. Her name is Su Yang. She's so pretty. She's so cute. And her mukbangs are always great. And what I really enjoy about her is that the food always looks so incredibly good. She's so nice to everybody. You know, like all the other mukbangers that I've seen, they they either do it one of two ways. Either they're doing the ASMR thing where it's about the eating sounds, and the eating sounds, they sound nice. They don't sound gross. They're not being gross about it. Or if they're talking to the audience, it's very little. They might be talking in hushed voices, or they're making positive conversation. They're not coming and eating with attitude. Like you try to combine the Foodie stuff with the mukbang stuff with the attitude stuff, and it doesn't work very well. You get on camera. I know what you're going to say. Don't even talk to me. I'm hangry. Why are you giving attitude while you're eating your meal? There's nobody in the room with you giving you attitude. So why are you giving attitude to the camera? Just shut the F up and eat your food. Leave the attitude somewhere else.
Which, when I'm hangry, like, everything gets on my nerves.
You know what? If you're hangry, then just eat your food and not be hangry and do another video where you're nice to people. Okay, so that was from the mukbang. Let's keep it moving. Mary Beth Wiley says, "Oh, Chantal, wake up, girl." So this is Foodie at the beach. This is from the live stream. This over here is her shadow. All of this is Chantal's shadow. That is crazy. That's crazy. Are you going to say that the shadow is a hater, Foodie? Nah, it's a snitch. It's snitching on you. All right, here's something positive from Interior Prawn. Now, I like this video, and I'm including it because I'm somebody that, I don't know. I think it's a shame to throw things away. You know, like people shouldn't be so quick to throw things away, because there's always a chance of using one's own creativity and ingenuity to make it into something new and create something really unique. So Interior Prawn says, the person who threw this out is watching this video like, so I believe these people, they found this beautiful table, this old table, and they're repurposing it, they're refinishing it to give it a new look. And look at this. Brand new table. And I love the lines of it. The flowy lines. It's very, very modern. So like anybody out there, you got old furniture, old things. Before you throw something out, ask yourself, does it really need to be thrown out? Or can I do something new with this? Can I refinish it? Can I repurpose it? Decorate it? Whatever. You know, making it as something completely brand new again. Just because something looks old doesn't mean it is old and it needs to go in the trash. All right, Enigma 2025 says, isn't it time for her to get a renewal for her visa every 90 days? The last time was December and she hasn't thrown her pass away. Does she use it again? Is she going home this time because she can't get green anywhere now legally but in Canada? So let's watch the clip.
This one is from Qatar Airways.
Yeah, I don't know why she would keep her old boarding passes. I don't know what purpose that would serve.
What's this from? December 20th, Doha, seat 43F, Zone 1. Boarding at 7:25 a.m. Oh, yeah. My flight was so early, this one. It was horrible. I don't know why I keep them, but I don't have the trash around me. I'll just keep them for now.
And that is weird to hold on to an old boarding pass for that long. So that was odd. That was really odd of Foodie. Enigma 2025 says her limping is really bad. She's still dragging that leg as she walks. Yeah, and she wasn't doing that before. Just a few years ago, the dragging of the leg, the foot thing, that wasn't happening a few years ago. It only appeared in Kuwait. But let's watch the clip.
Maybe 5. I think max 6. So, fried cabbage.
She is just breathing heavy, just walking slow steps. She's not running. She's walking. Like, my goodness.
Shawarma is good. Basement spaghetti. That's an option. I could make a couple dishes. Like a Canadian food. You know?
Foodie, how in the world can you sit there and be walking at a slow pace And you're walking at a slow pace and you're talking. This should not wear you out. So you're talking and you're walking and you're talking about food. And you're not putting it together that food is part of the problem, which is making you ill.
You can choose if you want. I don't know. Wow. Nah, my heart rate is not high at all. I can tell. Can't even feel it beating.
That's even more alarming. So if your heart rate is not high, why are you breathing like that? Normally your heart rate has to be high to because like your heart is pumping. So if your heart rate isn't high, why are you breathing like that?
Hold on, guys.
And you're wheezing. If I were you, I would go get my lungs checked out. Something ain't right.
We're gonna go into the car here. Running traffic. Hold on, guys.
Chantal, between the really disturbing breathing just with a simple walk and getting into the sherry, and you have to launch yourself into the front seat and maneuver it to where your fupa isn't honking the car horn like I mean, all of these things are wake up calls. Like you really need to do something. Instead of configuring your life that whenever a new complication pops up, you're like trying to figure out a way to deal with it. It's time to look at all the complications and go, man, this stuff is stacking up. I need to do something about it. Don't adjust to the problems, solve the problems. Sandy Quesadilla says, oh, she's PayPal grifting again? Interesting. Tat Von B says, Holy Mother of all gods, look at the size of her shadow. Wow. And how freaking desperate do you have to be to keep joking about begging for money? Just admit it, you are a grifter. So let's watch the clip.
Yeah, my PayPal is still up. It is paypal.me/foodiebeauty. Why, are you sending me $1 million? My birthday's coming up, guys. No, just...
Foodie, if you are somewhere and things are so down bad that you are constantly getting on your channel and begging people for money, because that's what this is. You're begging your viewers for money, and you're also trying to use the fact that it's your birthday to beg. It's time to go home. When you were in Canada, as expensive as you swear Canada is, you weren't doing this in Canada. Not to this level. This all happened in Kuwait. This is happening in Kuwait. But you weren't begging like this in Canada. So why are you doing it in Kuwait? I remember when you were back in Canada, you were griping and moaning about, oh, the rent here is so expensive, blah, blah, blah. But you were making enough money where you were making your own money and you weren't going to your viewers and trying to reach into their pockets and their purses and grab their money out all the time. No, this is a Kuwait thing. If you are in a place where whatever is going on, you are overextended, you're paying for too much or things are too expensive, it's time to go the freak home and start over. Configure a system to where you can take care of yourself and you're not going to your viewers saying, give me your money all the time. And just because your birthday's coming up doesn't mean you are obligated to other people's money. Nobody owes you a doggone thing.
Okay. We got to figure out. I want to do a birthday dinner.
Then you figure it out. You pay for your birthday dinner. It's nobody else's responsibility. Mrs. Flupa Booty says right when she's due for a border hop visa run. Foodie Beauty posted this in her community post saying, "Hi guys. So my live streams may be a bit more inconsistent than usual as to when they happen and the times, etc. during Ramadan, as my sleep pattern is not reliable, as you know, and this affects my mood and health. Thanks for understanding." Y'all, you know why her sleep patterns are all effed up? I can tell you. Because what Foodie's doing is she's staying up all night and she's sleeping all day. And this is how she's getting through Ramadan. I'm going to stay up all night and sleep all day. I'm going to eat to the very last second to where they say that I have to stop, and then I'm going to sleep all day. Although her being a diabetic, she doesn't have to fast. She has a medical reason to not fast because she does have diabetes. So, like, she knows this. We know this. But she's acting like it's Ramadan's fault. No. You're up all night eating, Foodie. We know this. You're a night owl anyway. You're up all night scrolling all on Twitter, scrolling on YouTube. You're bored. You have nothing else to do except look up stuff on yourself. This is you with your messed up sleep pattern, which has been going on for years, even before Kuwait. You were a night owl, staying up till 4 or 5 in the morning. What's different now except for your location? And your mood has always been bad. If your sleep pattern and your mood are not good, it could be because of the food you stuff in yourself before you shut your eyes. Foop Olympic says, in other words, her live streams are inconsistent because she's sleeping all day to cheat the system and avoid experiencing the actual hunger and self-discipline of a fast. Correct. Correct. Enigma 2025 says, there's no way she's doing Ramadan with no food all day until night. Blazing Hate says, I am completely astounded that Foodie Beauty needs 3 McDonald's meals to satisfy her hunger. That's right, y'all. You heard correctly. 3. 3 meals all at once. 3. Let's listen to the clip.
I find McDonald's, honestly, it doesn't fill me up unless I get like 3 meals. Like, I know it's bad, but to be, even Salah, he's like a normal weight, right? And he finds that McDonald's just doesn't fill him up. Like, if I get maybe like 1 regular meal, and then like a side of nuggets, and then like another sandwich maybe, but I don't find like it sustains you for very long. I don't know.
Well, that's fast food. It's not supposed to sustain you for 8 hours, Foodie. It's fast food. It's cheap food. You know, it's going to disappear out of your stomach. And let me tell y'all something. I ate McDonald's today. I did. I was hungry. Give me a break. I had work to do, and I'm like, I don't want to cook. So, but I had a quarter pounder with cheese. I had some French fries, and I had a strawberry banana smoothie. And that filled me up for hours. Hours. Like, I don't know how in the world she eats 3 all at the same time. I can't imagine eating 3. Like a quarter pounder and French fries, that'll fill me up. Like, I'm done. I don't want to eat anything else. And she's eating 3 doggone meals all at the same time. I can't with her. I can't. Good Lord. Enigma 2025 says, wait, what is this? Oh, and I want to point out, again, courtesy of Tat Von B. Y'all look how many people were watching her live. Like 400 people. When back during Crackhead Olympics, she was easily pulling 1,000 people in her room, maybe more, depending on what was going on. But I mean, if these numbers don't tell you, Foodie, that people are bored with this arc, I don't know what to tell you. 418 people out of a channel that's got 100K plus in subscribers. Those are not even good numbers. Like, those numbers aren't even like 1% of your total number of people on your channel. I just want to point that out to you. Enigma 2025 says she has no one to rage with anymore now since Yo Mama is gone. Her only alliance is gone, so she can't say she only watches him now. She's forced to watch the reactors now directly. Well, she was watching us directly. She just didn't want to admit it. Now she has to. So let's watch the clip.
Thanks, Andre Marie. I just don't want to, like, go down to that level anymore. I just want to really try again to just have fun. It's so much better,
You know what her idea of fun is? Being back in Canada in her own little personal private space, making a trip to the dispensary beforehand, stocking up on the roll-ups and the edibles, getting her little party supplies, brings them home, make sure to get some fast food and go to Starbucks before she starts her live streams, loads up on the food, then goes home, gets high as a doggone kite, flying high, ripping off the abaya, ripping off the hijab, and just being her feral self. That's her idea of fun. Just raging at everybody, letting all of that self-loathing and self-hate out at the world. She hates the world. She hates herself. She hates the reactors. She hates everything. And she's got to let it out. That's her idea of fun.
Lighthearted beeses.
When have you ever done that? When is the last time you've done a light-hearted bees? Tell me.
So that's what, I want to do.
Well, good luck with that. Anyway. Ew. I wasn't ready for that. Mo Translate says, eating all of this with bread is crazy work. It's either water fast announcements or eating copious amounts of carbs and insane amounts of sodium. Ugh. Does that look good to anybody? Anyone? I mean, am I wrong? That just looks nasty. And this is what she wants to put on YouTube and make money with. She actually expects that whatever she paid for this meal, for whatever, like what that is, that she's going to spend, I don't know, $10 on that and expect to make $200 or whatever for monetization on a video with it looking like that. And she can even be bothered to put it on a doggone plate and get a fork. It just looks bad. I'm sorry, it looks bad. It looks real bad. No. Florida Salt and Sass says they went for it. Malarkey Meter says, this comment down here, Mina Will says, did you hurt your head? Yeah, because the hijab that she's wearing, it looks like she's got a toothache. The way she's got her head wrapped, it looks like she's got a toothache or she's got a head injury. So they're like, did you hurt your head? It's all because of the way she wears the abaya and the hijab. Val Gal says, crazy to admit that you are well aware of the most detrimental part of your cycle and that you choose to monetize it. And this is also courtesy of the wonderful reactor Pulpy Syntax. Let's watch.
Even with eating unhealthy, like I know people probably think that I purposely eat unhealthy just for muscle.
Not that light. You
Nina,
do.
kisses. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Nina. Love you. Thank you, Nina. Hey, Desleo, welcome. Yeah, it wears on you. But the thing is, like when I do the mukbang.
I'm sorry. Let's start that over again. She's talking in that low voice I hate so much because it's hard to understand. Let's start over.
Even with eating unhealthy, like I know people probably think that I purposely eat unhealthy just for muscle.
Not that light. You
Nina,
do.
kisses. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Nina. Love ya. Thank you, Nina. Hey, Desleo. Welcome. Yeah, it wears on you. But the thing is like when I do the mukbangs, I'm in that part of the cycle where I just want to eat whatever I want and try to justify it. Like, I'm struggling. I'm not.
Oh, you're cognizant of where you are in the cycle with your relationship with food when you're doing mukbangs. It almost seems like you shouldn't do them then.
Right. So she's not unaware of what she's doing. She's very aware of what she's doing, and she is aware of the reason why she's doing it. And can I got to correct her on something. I just have to. She's saying it's part of my cycle. There is no cycle. There's a circle. She's constantly running in a circle, not with her eating disorder, with her addiction, giving into the addiction. She wants to give into it. She gets paid to give into it. Never once have I seen her flip off the feedies. Never once have I seen her go off on the feedies in her chat and tell them to F off and give them 2 middle fingers up. None of that. She gives into it. And she uses the money that she makes as justification for keeping it going. Oh, it's my job. This is what I do. This is why people are here. Well, this is your YouTube channel, Foodie. You can do whatever you want with your channel. You can do whatever you like for content. And if you want to go a different way, you can go a different way. You literally choose not to. At the same time that you are fully aware of what's going on with you, and you can put a stop to that too.
That's all I want to do is just eat. So that's what my content is, Wow. So now I guess I'm in that part where I'm just like trying to eat healthier because I can't totally water fast. Like I can't do it.
Again, there is a balance between 0 calories and 7,000 calories.
Right.
A day. We could find that.
Is there a $9.99 tier that plain cheese? I forgot. Hey Lizzie, my birthday's March 28th, which means I can eat on my birthday.
See? How can you go from talking about what's wrong with you, and at the end of that, like you're trying to do it for pity and sympathy, at the very end of that sentence, you go into like, you're already planning on eating for your birthday. You're already looking forward to like having a bee moment on your birthday. That is just wild to me. Absolutely wild. Like I feel it's just part of my cycle. You're literally planning a bee moment in your head on your birthday. All right, moving on to rocks for the spirit. Endless layers of color on this rainbow obsidian. Oh, what a beautiful. That is gorgeous. Look at that. Have y'all seen it? Rainbow obsidian. Oh, that's. Can you imagine that as a pendant to wear? How stunning that would be. That would be amazing. All right. Is there anything else I want to include with this? I don't think so. I think we're done. I think that's it. I'm cool with that. It doesn't have to be overly long. No. We're just getting the good stuff and we're getting the F out of here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.